He's risen to the top of the game, building up a large cattle operation and serving in the top leadership positions of several major cattle and beef industry organizations. Jay O'Brien is a major player in the business. He spent a lot of time in executive boardrooms and in the halls of political power. But one thing that impresses people who know Jay O'Brien, he isn't content to operate from his office. He has to be a working rancher.
I know ranchers who operate more remotely than I do, who do a good job, and but they're just better than I am. I need to get out and periodically see the grass, see it away from the road, to see grazing patterns, whether we need to lay out pastures, all that. Plus, I just really love the early morning in the country.
And he has a lot to watch over. In his 40 years in the business, Jay has put together a multifaceted enterprise that includes his own ranch northeast of Clarendon and his role as managing partner of the historic J.A. Ranch in the Texas Panhandle. With those operations and his other partnerships and interests, Jay is involved in companies that raise, graze, and feed cattle in Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Colorado. He is a third-generation rancher, but none of what Jay has assembled was handed down to him. Instead, he has earned respect by generating his business from the ground up.
Jay has shown that if you're smart, learn the business early, work hard, and are honest, you can create a very successful livestock operation based upon those qualities alone. I think this is a compelling story for young folks starting out in agriculture, because you don't necessarily have to inherit a ranch or a farm to be successful in this business.
Jay didn't inherit a ranch, but he did experience the lifestyle very early on. From the age of 9 on through his teenage years, the city boy from Amarillo, Texas, was sent west every summer to work on the family ranch in New Mexico. He learned a lot, but Jay will tell you he really didn't like ranching as a kid. He thought he wanted to do other things with his life. So, seeking greener pastures, after high school he headed east, to Yale. As is true of any healthy college kid, Jay found time for diversions like playing in a jug band. But being in the Ivy League was definitely serious business.
Freshman year, it was a real challenge. And I learned that if I was going to get to stay there, that I was going to have to change my ways and study. But the professors were fantastic, and the courses were challenging and fun, and so I had an incentive.
By developing good study and work habits, Jay says he eventually made it through Yale fairly easily with a bachelor's degree in American Studies. But upon graduation in 1967, he still wasn't sure what he wanted to do with his life. He considered law school, but everything changed when he came home for the summer and took a job with a friend of the family who needed someone to drive him around as he went from place to place buying cattle.
And I didn't know anything about what we were doing, but we went and he'd look at cattle and he'd explain it to me, and I had a lot of fun. And it was exciting. The cattle industry was just starting here. The cattle feedlot industry was just starting here, and it was a kick. I thought, why do I want to go to law school when I can do this? So I rented me an apartment and forgot to show up for law school and started in the cattle business. And I got a job with Calf News.
Having finally caught the cattle business bug, Jay continued to work as a writer and editor for Calf News until 1978, while simultaneously building up his cattle operations. It was, he says, a good mix.
Because while I was doing cattle business on one side, trying to make deals and build up cattle business, I was able to go all over the country, talk to brilliant cattle producers who would share with me how they saw the industry, what they thought, and it was a great education.
Continuing to make his way in the cattle business, Jay also devoted time to helping the entire industry in leadership positions with organizations such as the Texas Cattle Feeders Association, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, the Texas Beef Council, and the Cattlemen's Beef Board. He proved himself to be an innovative thinker, and someone who was willing to guide others into new ways of thinking. For example, he was instrumental in cultivating a relationship between NCBA and environmental organizations, although that wasn't an easy sell to his colleagues initially.
But it was very successful, and it allowed us to communicate as an industry what great stewards of the land ranchers are, cattlemen are, how much they care for it. They live on a daily basis out in the land. So they're not in the city thinking how nice it'd be to be out, and they care because it's their home. And environmental people could understand that.
And for Jay, being environmentally conscious is important, as he has demonstrated with his own land stewardship. He won the Society of Range Management's Excellence in Grazing Award in 1995. As Jay continued his service for the industry, he also came to appreciate the need to get out the word about the nutritional benefits of beef, especially for young people. He's worried the industry has been too often focused on baby boomers.
They may be the biggest population, but they're dying off. You know, we better take care of our next generation. And we've got a great story about the need for beef, for cognitive functions, for immunity, for overall health in youth.
He has worked on and continues to work on a wide array of issues on behalf of the industry, and other top figures in the business praise Jay's contribution.
He follows in the tracks of a great many outstanding leaders, and certainly Jay rises to that level as an outstanding leader. I hope that the industry down the road realizes the commitment that Jay has made and has accomplished for the beef industry.
And while working to help the industry, Jay also made sure to make time for his home community of Amarillo, serving on the boards of Amarillo College, the public library system, several local banks, and many other organizations, including the philanthropic organization known as the Amarillo Area Foundation. He acquired a reputation as a devoted volunteer who made sure he did the homework necessary to help the cause.
But not only was he committed in that he was always prepared, but he would always support things he was interested in with his own resources as well.
Jay says he enjoys volunteer service because it allows him to give something back and allows him to work with people who have stimulating minds. Speaking of stimulating minds, people who know Jay will tell you he certainly has a bright intellect to offer in his own right. He's an avid reader and someone who deeply loves all kinds of music. He enjoys engaging in philosophical discussions with his friends, but he is also described as something of a contrarian who is prone to aggressively challenge the views others offer. Jay doesn't deny that character trait, but says he gets as good as he gives, and his friends often help him avoid making mistakes. Also helping keep Jay grounded and to keep his often hectic life in balance is his wife and children.
And I've been blessed that even though I've been a workaholic, I have had a family that has been understanding. One of the great things about the cattle industry is it offers an opportunity while you're working to have your family with you.
And as his daughters extend the O'Brien family's presence in the cattle business to a fourth generation, Jay is optimistic about the outlook for the industry he has helped to mold.
And so I believe that if a person wants to go in the cattle business and is committed to it and has a good bit of luck, that it offers a world of opportunity.